So in this slide, let us describe the other source. Okay, so which is the seals. So in earlier slides, we have discussed about the sources of Harappan civilization from Great Bath as well as the Citadel area. Later, another important source of information that reveals Harappan civilization is the seals. So what are these seals? If you look at the pictures here in the slide, you can understand what is a seal. So it is made out of clay or some other material, and on this clay thing, there will be some imprints, and they will be used as seals. So these seals are used by Harappans to show their artistic skills. So generally, so this was done by artisans, like through hand they make seals, and the nice art is done on this particular clay seal. And about 2000 seals have been discovered. So in Mohenjo-daro, actually 2000 such seals have been excavated by archaeologists. Of this area, majority comprises short inscriptions with pictures of one-horned bull, buffalo, tiger, goat, elephant, and rhinoceros. See, if you look at the slides here, so these 2000 seals which were found, they comprised of short inscriptions. See, if you look at this seal, there's an inscription. Inscription is some language written on this imprinted. See, there is some language over here, and here also you see there is some language mentioned. Here also you see this is a seal. Here one language. Here is another language. So here is another language. So this all is a language imprinted on the seals. That is a short inscription with pictures. So there are many pictures along with this inscription. Inscription means a writing. So you can see all these writings here and with pictures of horned bull. Okay, so you can see here horned bull and buffalo. We have one buffalo there and a tiger. So you can see the tigers one here, an elephant. So elephant and a rhinoceros. So many such seals were found in the excavations done by archaeologists with some inscriptions, that is a language. And most of the seals, I see these seals are made of terracotta, steatite, and agate. So terracotta is a kind of clay, a red color clay, which is available, and with that they made these seals. Also steatite and agate, they are the kinds of colored stones which you observe. If you can observe this steatite and all, they are the color stone, polished kinds of stones. So, and once it is it is in, semi-solid form, they make some inscriptions like this and they make it hard. And it will become very, it looks like as if we are tiles in home. Okay, such hard things, it will become in such a hard way. So they used all steatite, agate, and terracotta clay for making such seals. And what do you, if you look at the you know shape of the seals, you look, they are mostly in rectangular or square in shape. Most of the seals which were found are rectangular or square in shape, and some of them are is circular in shape. There are some seals which are even circular in shape, and these seals provide useful information about the script. So script, trade, religion, and beliefs. The three things were important: script, trade, religion, and beliefs. Through these seals, what you can understand? First thing is script. By looking at the inscription here, we can understand that yes, Harappans know the art of writing. They know some script. So script is one information we can know through these seals. Trade. How do you know that this seals will reveal trade? Because these seals were, I tell you, these seals were used by traders to stamp their goods. So what happened was, another important thing was, these seals were found in Mesopotamian civilization. So maybe the traders from this area went to Mesopotamia and they might have delivered the goods there. So what happened now? They use these seals as trade, you know, stamps. So once the goods are packed, they keep this seal on that as a stamp and they sell it. So it reveals the trade. As these seals were found in Mesopotamian civilization, Harappan seals, and some of Mesopotamian seals were found in Harappan, the people understood, or the scholars understood, that these seals were used for trade. So one is script is known, one is trade is known, religion and beliefs. See, by the pictures which were depicted on this, like one hand, a unicorn and a bulls, elephant, they all will come to reveal that they have some religious beliefs with these animals. So they were worshipping some animals and they were considering them as holy animals. So which reveals their religion as well as beliefs. So these three things were revealed by seals. So one is their script, another is their trade, and another is their religion and beliefs. So these three things were known. So another important seal found was Pashupati Mahadeva seal. So this Pashu people also believe, a three-faced deity wearing buffalo horn head was also found. This was another seal with a three-faced deity. The other three sides, I mean, there were two sides on the other side, which you cannot see in only in 3D view. You can see that, and this was a buffalo horn head. So if you look at here, buffalo horns, right? We have buffalo horns as a head thing, and on this seal, okay, a person was sitting cross-legged on a throne. See, cross-leg. Understood? This is cross-legged seating and on a throne. So this is the throne surrounded by an elephant, tiger, buffalo, and rhinoceros. You can see here a tiger, rhinoceros, elephant, and some script. Understood? And people called it as, the scholars called it as Pashupati Mahadeva. That means Harappans, they worship more animals. And maybe this deity or this seal is considered as the god of animals. Pashupati means he was head of all the animals, and they call him as the god Mahadeva. The unicorn seal shows their mythical beliefs. So, an animal with single horn reveals their mythical beliefs. That means, there are some very unique creatures living in those areas. So they might consider them as holy creatures. I know they holy animals, something like that. So this will reveal the mythical nature of the mythical belief of Harappans, and generally, these seals, after a bag of goods was tied, a layer of wet clay was applied on the knot and the seal was pressed on it. So once the goods are ready, they just make a knot, and on this they'll imprint the seals. All these seals, no, they whatever seal they have, they'll just keep a press on the clay and they will leave it. This indicates that the Harappan trade was spread over a vast area. So, thus the seals are revealing a lot of information. So, coming to other sources of Harappan civilization, another important one is their sculpture, which is a dancing girl. So, their sculptured objects were also found in the excavations, which reveal certain information. So one such sculpture is Dancing Girl. So you can see the picture of Dancing Girl here in the slide. This statue of Dancing Girl was found at Mohenjo-daro. So where is it found? It is found at Mohenjo-daro. It's a masterpiece of art and it shows a high degree of development in the art and sculpture. So if you look at the picture here, the way it is made reveals that people are highly skilled, and the figurine shows vigor, variety, and ingenuity. So there is a lot of, so the figurine here, so this is the figurine, it shows vigor, variety, and ingenuity. So what do you mean by vigor here? So vigor means, see, the strength of the sculpture made, or the the statue made. The statue is very strongly made. That shows how strong it is made. That is vigor. So variety. So variety in the sense the creativeness adapted in this picture or in this statue will reveal that varietiness and the ingenuity. So ingenuity means the originality. So it is not something imagined and created. There might be definitely this kind of women living, and no, they made it as it original only. So that speaks about the ingenuity. So and the right arm of the dancing girl rests on the hip and the left arm is heavily bangled. So if you take the right arm, it is resting on the hip of the woman, and if you take the left arm, it is heavily bangled. See here, these are all the shapes of bangles on the left arm. It holds a small bowl against her left leg. So this is the left leg and this is the bowl. Okay, so this has been noticed by scholars. So this sculpture or this statue reveals the great artistic skills of the Harappans. So the bangles, the vigor, the strength with which it is made, it's a metallic masterpiece. So such a one. And coming to the bearded man. So see, if you look at the picture here, it resembles that this is a man's head and this is beard. So they call it as bearded man statue. So it is a stone sculpture, whereas dancing girl is a bronze statue. This is a stone sculpture. It is made up of a stone and it was with a beard. So it was with beard. So where it is discovered? At Mohenjo-daro. So both were discovered at Mohenjo-daro. One is bronze made, one is stone made. So this bearded man is a statue which has a shawl worn over left shoulder. So if you take this as left shoulder, this is the shawl with a design. If you look here, these designs now which were there, it is a shawl. Shawl means just a big cloth which they can wear. And eyes are half closed. If you look here, the eyes are half closed. And therefore, some scholars believe that this is the statue of a yogi. So, a saint, probably a saint, by looking at the shawl, the beard, half closed eyes, something like he was meditating and all, reveals that he is a yogi or saint. And it is of high artistic value and points to the existence of skilled artisans in Harappan civilization. So, this reveals that the people or the artisans are very skilled in Harappan civilization. Coming to the other sources called Dockyard. So what do you mean by Dockyard? So if you look at the picture here, so this is a place where ships used to come and halt. So this is all the water. A dockyard is a place where ships probably come, and this dockyard is generally built with massive bricks, and through these waters ships come and halt here, and from here goods used to be transported. So a rectangular dockyard was discovered at Lothal in Gujarat. So in Gujarat, this dockyard was found at a place called Lothal. So it is surrounded by a massive brick wall. So now you understood that this dockyard is a place where ships come and they anchor the ships and they started, they will, make the goods unload and they can upload the goods and all. So this was found in Gujarat in a place called Lothal. So this was surrounded by massive brick wall. So if you look at here, there's a wall constructed over here, isn't it? Brick wall. So this was surrounded by a brick wall. Now these are all waters. So as a protection against floods, so that the water, once it should not exceed and it should not come out, they constructed a wall around it. The dockyard was made of baked bricks. Baked bricks. If you look at here, the bricks were made of mud and they were sun-dried, which they call it as baked bricks. And it was connected by channels to the Gulf of Cambay. So I'll tell you what is this Gulf of Cambay. See, if you think, look at this picture here. This picture speaks about Gulf of Cambay. If you look, this is Lothal city in Gujarat. I know this is a dockyard which is constructed with bricks and all. The ships and all will come here, they stay. So this is all dockyard, okay? So you can see massive wall here. And what happens is they bring the goods, ships will be here, and they load the goods, and the ships, no, they slowly pass through this narrow passage, and finally they join the Arabian Sea, because Gujarat has coast of Arabian Sea. So this narrow passage which connects this Lothal city to main sea is known as Gulf of Cambay, and these channels were connected to such, say suppose this dockyard will lead to this Cambay, and finally they'll join with the sea or Arabian Sea, and they are using it for trade, and most probably this shipping, no, which is used for trade. So they come and collect the goods and they take it to other places. And Lothal, by this we can understand that Lothal was a trade center. What center? Trade center. The goods are manufactured there and they are transported there itself, because they don't keep goods manufacturing at a different site, because again to transport them it is very difficult. So the manufacturing of goods and the transportation of goods used to happen in the same area. So there was a city like this, Lothal, developed, and through Gulf of Cambay they traded. So this will reveal the overseas trade of Harappans. This helps us to understand that yes, Harappans were having trade contacts with many other people even away from the Harappan area. And coming to the script. So what does this script reveal? Harappans used a script which is regarded as pictographic. So if you look at the script of Harappans, they are with different pictures. Say this is one picture, this is another picture, this is another picture. So what happens is this is a pictographic script. That means they're using pictures as script. Since its signs represent birds, fish, and varieties of the human form. So they represent different forms also. So not only this, there are some different forms of animals are also included in the script. So the number of signs of Harappan script is known to be between 375 and 400. So there were such kind of symbols ranging from 375 to 400. So 375 to 400 such symbols were present. Like, in modern day, if you take our English alphabets, how many we have? 26. Like that, they have 375 to 400 symbols for their script. And the script is found inscribed on number of seals. So they don't alone had this kind of symbols. They had the symbols on seals. See, this is a unicorn seal which we have learned earlier, and they used these seals for their script writing. The script was mentioned on this seal like this. And copper tools, on even copper objects, they made such, they inscribed such a thing. Rims of jars. That means, no, if this is a jar, this is called rim. Okay, the mouth. So on this also they made some, pictures which is like a script. And on copper and terracotta tablets, jewelry, on jewelry objects they made such kind of script. And there are certain ancient signboards which they have mentioned. And now this script is not yet deciphered. Scholar, the linguists, they were unable to understand what this script is saying. So, but still they have, made the script on certain seals and many objects, so that we come to know that Harappans knew the art of writing.